Greetings, friends. My name is Tanji Shogalola, and I'm a public education specialist with the Fort Worth Public Library, and I love trees. No, seriously, I love trees. Humans and trees have a wonderful relationship. Did you know that trees give us the oxygen that we need to live and grow? Okay, you did. But did you know that whenever we breathe in and we breathe out, that we give trees the carbon dioxide that they need to live, grow, and age? So, speaking of age, pop quiz. Let's look at this box elder tree, okay? How old do you think this tree is? If you think it's 20 years old, hold up a peace sign. If you think this tree is 40 years old, show me your best spirit fingers. And if you think this tree is 60 years old, give me 2 thumbs up. You are correct if you gave me spirit fingers. This box elder tree is 40 years old. Now, if you're wondering how I knew the age of this tree, then you're in luck, because today we're going to do an activity where we learn how to guesstimate the age of trees in our own backyard. But before we get to that, let's hear some cool arbor facts from our friend Cameron with the Botanic Research Institute of Texas right here in Fort Worth.
Hi everyone, my name is Cameron Barlow and I am an Education Programs Manager for the Botanical Research Institute of Texas and the Fort Worth Botanic Gardens. So today our topic is all about trees, and trees hold a very special place in almost every ecosystem around the world. And today we're going to talk about 4 different species of trees and how they were important to early settlers and Native Americans, but also how they're important to us today. So come along as we go explore. So now we're standing in front of a bur oak tree, and one of the ways you can identify a bur oak is from its acorns. So this is not the full acorn, this is just the top of the acorn. It's springtime, so lots of the acorns have disappeared from squirrels and things like that. But you can look inside and see there's a fuzzy, velvety inside, so that's a helpful way to identify a bur oak, as well as by their leaves. So this is the shape of a bur oak leaf. Oak trees can be used for things like furniture and flooring, cabinets, but they can also be used as a source of food. So Native Americans have consumed acorns for thousands of years, and you can eat acorns too. So you can't eat them raw, you have to actually boil them to release the tannins. So tannins, that's the thing that makes coffee and tea, it gives it that brown color. So it also gives acorns a bitter taste. So you want to boil them to release the tannins, then you can open them up and have the nut, and then you can ground that up to be used like flour. The lighter the color of the kernel of the acorn, the less tannins there is and the faster it is to process, and the sweeter the flavor. So some of the species that have that lighter color include the bur oak, along with the chinkapin oak and the live oak. So behind me is a mesquite tree, also sometimes called a honey mesquite, and that's because the beans of a mesquite tree taste sweet like honey. So Native Americans have used mesquite trees for hundreds of years, and archaeologists in Peru found mesquite beans in storage bins that were over 1,200 years old. Mesquite trees can have a high yield of bean pods in the summer and in the fall, and they can be ground into flour to make bread. And that bread is high in protein and iron, calcium, and other minerals. We're standing in front of a redbud tree, and redbud trees are in the same family as beans. So they're a legume, and they're in the Fabaceae family. You can identify a redbud by their heart-shaped leaves. And right now, this tree has its green seed pods on it, which are edible. And these green seed pods can be eaten raw, or you can saute them or boil them. Redbud trees also have bright pink and lavender blooms in the spring, and those blooms are also edible. They're high in vitamin C, and they have a tart, kind of sour taste, but you can add them into breads and salads. You can even fry them and pickle them. So I am sitting on the root of a pecan tree, and everyone loves pecan trees, especially Texans. We made the pecan tree our state tree of Texas. So pecan trees were used by the Native Americans to barter back when the early settlers were first arriving here. They also used the wood to create bows and other tools, and the leaves and the green hulls can be used to make a dye that can be used on fabrics and even human hair. So as many of us know, pecan trees are also used for food, and they're in the same family as walnut and hickory trees. So all of those trees produce a sweet nut that can be consumed. They're all high in protein and calcium and lots of other minerals. So remember, before consuming actually identified the plant as well as had permission from an adult or from a medical professional. Native Texas trees have played an important role in animals and humans' lives for thousands of years and continue to do so today. Thank you so much for coming along with me as we enjoyed learning all about our native Texas trees, and see you soon.
Thank you, Cameron. So in order for you to complete this activity of finding an estimate of age for your tree, you're of course going to need a tree. You're going to need a measuring tape, a calculator, pencil and paper, a tree growth rate chart that shows the tree growth rate factor for your particular tree, and you're also going to need some resources that can help you figure out what your tree is. And you can do that by going online to the Fort Worth Public Library website and seeing what tree books we have available that you can pick up at curbside. And there's also plant identifier apps that can be downloaded to your phone, and they're pretty accurate in telling you what the species of your tree is. You can identify trees by its bark, leaves, branches, and fruit. And I know that I have a black walnut tree, and a black walnut tree's growth factor is 4.5. Tree growth factor means how fast or slow a tree grows. Please note that there are different variables like access to water and sunlight that affect the tree growth rate factor, so we are only making a guess of the age of our trees. Now we're going to find the circumference of the tree by measuring it about 4.5 feet up from its base and then all the way around. The circumference of the tree is 63 inches. So now that we found the circumference of our tree, which is 63, we can now find the estimated age of our tree. So we're going to find the diameter, and so that's going to be 63 divided by 3.14, or in other words, pi. And then we come out with 20. So then we're going to do our diameter times the tree growth rate, and for our black walnut tree, that is 4.5. So 20 times 4.5 equals 90 years old. So our black walnut tree is about 90 years old. So now that you know how to find the age of a tree, don't stop here. Find other trees in your yard to identify, and check out the Fort Worth Public Library website for more books and resources that can help you learn even more about the majestic world of trees. Thank you so much for doing this activity with me, and I'll see you next time.